I'll admit it, I love little electric scooters. They're like the potato chips of transportation, light and crispy, and once you start, it's hard to stop. And this one, the fifth wheel V40 Pro, caught my attention right away. At first glance, it looks like every other compact commuter scooter, but the more I poked around, the more clever it got. See, the rear suspension isn't hanging off the back where you can see it. It's hidden horizontally inside the deck right underneath your feet. That means when you hit bumps or cracks, the shock absorber is working in secret, taking the hit before your knees ever know what happened. Add to that a pair of front springs, you start to realize this thing's built for more than just smooth sidewalks. It actually might help you relax instead of bracing for every pothole. Power-wise, it's running an 800-watt peak motor that tops out at around 20 miles an hour claimed, we'll find out, which is just enough to make you grin without scaring pedestrians. The 48-volt battery promises up to 25 miles of range, though realistically that depends on how many hills and bad decisions you include on your route. The 10-inch solid tires mean you'll never deal with flats, and with that hidden suspension, the usual harshness of airless tires should finally be tamed. Braking is handled by a rear disc and front electrical ABS, which should keep things steady when the road gets sketchy. And because we're living in the future, it has LED lighting all around, turn signals, and even an app that lets you tweak settings to check your stats. It folds in 3 seconds, weighs about 37 pounds, and can carry up to 265. So it's easy to stash, haul, and throw in the back of your car without a wrestling match. So on paper, the V40 Pro checks every box. But you and I both know that specs don't tell the whole story. The real question is how it feels once you twist the throttle. So let's take it out on our test loop and see if this little guy rides as smart as it looks. So what is it like to ride the fifth wheel scooter? You know, I really enjoy these scooters. I think they're just a ton of fun. In a lot of ways, I find them a little bit more practical. It's easier to hop on them, hop off of them. But right off the bat, you know, I kind of said this a minute ago, but this thing seems to have all the features I really want out of a scooter. It has the solid tires, and I think that's the first thing you notice is that the ride it's a little bit more harsh than the pneumatic tires. Like over that little seam right there, you really feel it. The joints onto the bridge, you really feel it. But I think that's a really good trade-off for not having to deal with tires going flat. Okay, so let's head into our high-speed downhill test. Hopefully we don't die. This is, you know, our little lap is I think pushing the capabilities of these scooters, and jumps right up to 20 miles an hour indicated. And by being a scooter, it's you know, they're a little twitchier than you would think. And it seems like I can feel it jumping in and out of regen mode. I can feel it kind of dragging there, and then it takes off again, and then it drags and releases. So, you know, you're probably not going to be taking one of these things up and down 11% grades. I'm not even sure if it's going to make it up the 11% grade on the other end of the park, because it only has a single 800-watt motor and a modestly sized battery, and that's going to limit what its ultimate capabilities are. But let's maintain perspective. It's a scooter. It's not a big giant 2,000-watt e-bike. So into our S-curve, and yeah, I think it's totally fine. I really love that it has the front and back suspension. It's awfully planted. It's easy to do. Yeah, I mean, I'm not going to be flying through there nearly as quickly as I would on a bicycle, but it's showing me we're right up to its max speed, 20, and that's the right speed for something like this to go. Now we're heading into our first big challenge, the first uphill, and I know it's going to struggle on these things. Let's see what it does. 14, 13, 12, 13 miles an hour. All right, not bad. Again, fairly steep hill we had there. Back up to 14 miles an hour as we cross the back of the dog park through our little twisty, turny, flowy part. And you know, these bike paths like this are really, I think, where these little scooters just excel. This is really where they want to be. And it's doing great. It's doing great. It's right up to its top speed again, doing just fine. You know, the speed limit through here is 15. It's giving me an indicated 20. And yeah, just fun and easy. Fun and easy. That's what these scooters are all about. heading down through the twisty turny bit before we go through the bowl and up the other side. And I'm really hoping it'll make it up the other side. Just a lovely early fall afternoon. You can see the sun's low in the horizon. You're getting that warm orange light. What a lovely time to get out and enjoy the world. It seems to be quite limited to 20 miles an hour. It doesn't want to go faster than that. As we charge up our 11% grade, let's see what it does. This is steep. 16, 15, 14, 12, 11, that's 10 miles an hour, 9, 8, all right, that was great. 8, 10 miles an hour, that was fantastic. Wow, pretty happy about that. Yeah, up at 11% grade, it did it. That's phenomenal. That just makes this thing even more useful. So let's go over the cockpit here. It's very simple. We have our thumb throttle right here on the right. It works really well. It's really easy to modulate. The dash in the middle of the stem, I think, looks fantastic. It just really, really simple. You have a power button and you double tap the power button to turn the headlight on and off, or you long tap the power button to change it from eco to standard to sport mode. And we're definitely in sport mode right here. And it has turn signals, and I really love this. We talked about this already. The turn signals in the ends of the handlebars. I think that's just a dynamite feature, a little added visibility. The only worry I have about them in the ends of the handlebars like that is, you know, you drop one of these things or you knock it over, what's it gonna land on? It's gonna land on the end of the handlebars. And I would just hope that the little turn signals would survive a couple knocks and drops. And then it has, as we head into our tunnel, the bell. And it's an analog bell. And let's see how it does into the tunnel. Ah, look at that. How great is that? Kind of perfect. Yeah. And, you know, we've talked about this on other episodes, but the analog bell versus the digital bell, testing these things, you know, I'm writing roughly one a week or so. The digital bell sometimes puts people off. They get a little grumpy or, you know, whatever. The analog bell, the little ding-dingy bell, nobody gets grumpy about that. And so I honestly really greatly prefer the analog bell. So yeah, as we've kind of already mentioned, the fifth wheel, which is a funny name for a scooter, you know, fifth wheel typically being a big giant trailer. This fifth wheel is all the things that I think are important in a scooter. Full suspension, solid rubber tires, 800-watt motor, folds up, it charges quick, and look at it go. You know, we haven't even dropped a bar of battery. I mean, I guess why would we? We're still a full battery, 20 miles an hour. Well, we're dropping to 18 up the hill. And yeah, it's awesome. Absolutely fantastic. You know, and the fact that it has the solid rubber tires, it's perfect that it's paired with full suspension, because you know, we already talked about this a little bit. You do lose a little bit of the suspension damping with the solid rubber tire. You can feel it. This is a little Ripley section of the bike path, and let's get past the loud part. Let's get ready for our speed test here. All right, now we're in eco mode. How fast will it go in eco mode? Eco mode, it looks like it tops out at 10 miles an hour. All right, let's put it into the middle mode. This is the intermediate mode. And intermediate mode looks like it goes 15 miles an hour. So there you go. Each power mode gives you 5 miles an hour. Eco, you go 10. The standard mode, you go 15. And then sport mode, which is what we're in, we're gonna go 20. And you know, for one button, the operation's pretty simple, right? Double tap to change power modes, long press to turn it on and off, and a single tap to turn the headlight on. The turn signals are right here on the right thumb, so we can turn them on, and it blinks at you. Look at that, you can hear it. and it's on the screen, it'll tell you the turn signal's on. And then you just tap it again to turn it off. How nice. You know, a lot of these, they have turn signals, which you would never know. You turn them on, you can leave them on all day. You're like your grandpa driving around turning left for the next 3 years. And turn signals, added visibility, a little bit of noise. I love it. And surprisingly quiet in the park this afternoon. Thought there'd be more people here, but just lovely. As we get ready to turn our lap around the park, oh, somebody ran over a squirrel. That's heartbreaking. Yeah, full suspension is great. Complements this thing really well. And I've noticed just riding it the little bit that we've ridden it, the suspension was pretty stiff when I first started riding it, and it's really softened and gotten a little bit more plush with the few miles we've already put on it. So it's something to maybe be aware of. You get on it the first time, you're like, oh, I can't feel anything, but give it a few miles. It'll loosen up. We should be doing our single track test here. This is not really what I think this thing is going to be good at. Oh my gosh. But it'll do it. Oh, yeah, I can't hardly see straight because of the vibrations. Yeah, we're single track. This is not a single track machine, but obviously it did it. I guess you can do anything with anything, but that's certainly not his forte, is to be doing our single track test. This thing is really made for bike paths. It's where it wants to be. And it's where I want to be when I am on it. Yeah, motoring along just nicely. I think it's really about the right speed. Not too fast, nice and balanced. You know, when they're too fast, they can be a little overwhelming with how quick they are. And this thing strikes a really good balance. And the brakes work really good. Again, when it was the first couple times I used the brakes, they were really grabby, and already I'm noticing that it's getting a little bit more feel. Just brand new brake pads and brand new rotors and all that stuff. Really bitey, and it's starting to feel a lot better now. As we get ready to do a lap around the park, we got people getting ready for cross-country ski season here. Look at that, people in their little rollerblade cross-country skis, because winter's coming and people are getting ready. And she looks as nervous as I would be. Okay, right up to 18 miles an hour, 19, 20 miles an hour. As we do our lap around the park. Outstanding. This is kind of more what I thought there would be. I thought we'd be seeing lots of people in the park today, and clearly we are. Heading up the hill. Got Mount Olympus up there in the distance. A little bit of snow. We got a big snowstorm over the weekend. And so there's a fresh dusting still up there around 10,000 feet on top of those peaks. Hopefully you can see it in the camera. I have the camera aimed down a little bit more so you can see the handlebars. Hopefully it's not too bad. Hopefully I'm not making you seasick and you can see enough of the horizon. Like, just great fun. Yeah, these little electric scooters, man, you know, I'm torn. I love the electrical bicycles, but I really like the electrical scooters too. They serve a different purpose. And, you know, there's no right or wrong. It's the one you like, or the one that's going to best meet your needs. You know, and the great thing about these is they're smaller, they're lighter. You can pick them up and carry them on the train a little easier. You can stuff them in a closet when you're not using it, but you get around on them quite well. The downside is, man, they're easy to be stolen. So you do need a lock, or you got to take them in places with you. And that's the big downside with these. They're pretty easy to get lifted. Ooh, look into that sun. Woo! But it is just a perfect temperature. Autumn in Utah, it doesn't last very long. Someone made a joke to me today, is like, oh, autumn lasts all of 8 hours. And sometimes it does feel like that, but those are a mighty good 8 hours. Temperatures are perfect. Sutton, you're so hot. That dog was getting a belly rub and just loving it. And yeah, just love it. Look at that, not bad. Passing e-bikes up the hill. I didn't anticipate that happening. So yeah, I think this thing has plenty of power. What's not to love about that? So we round the bend. Yeah, nice and stable. I'm a fan of this thing. I'm a fan of the fifth wheel. It's really reasonably priced, and it seems to do all the things that you want a scooter to do. So we go through our little choke gate. Hard to see. Man, the sun's right in my eyes. So I think we're going to skip the adventure portion of our loop if you're a regular viewer of the channel. That's just not what the fifth wheel scooter is all about. It's not an adventure off-road vehicle. it wants to stay on the asphalt or the pavement. So I think we are going to put the park in our proverbial rearview mirrors. Now, if you are new to the channel, I would really appreciate it if you would consider giving us a like and a subscribe. We've been doing this for about 1.5 years now, and I've been taking every penny that the channel brings in and putting it back into the channel to review the plethora of e-products that we have available to us. I just love these e-bikes and scooters. I think they're fantastic. They're such an amazing way to get around. But the hardest part is there's so many of them. How do you know which one is right for you? Which is the one you want, right? And that's what we aim to discuss here. So every vehicle takes the same loop, up and down some steep hills, through some bike paths. We skipped the adventure portion this time, but once we get to 1,000 subscribers, that's really gonna help me take this channel to the next level, because yeah, some of these bikes and scooters are sent to me for review, but a lot of them I pick up myself to review. So yeah, if you're liking this content, I would really appreciate it if you would consider giving us a subscribe. Yeah, help us get to that 1,000 subscriber milestone that will help our channel grow. But with that said, we have to move, unfortunately, to the part of the video where we discuss what we don't like about the fifth wheel. And I'll be honest with you, this thing just really checks all the boxes for me when it comes to these scooters. So I'm gonna be hard pressed to find something I'm critical of, but we have to, because no product is perfect, and you just wouldn't believe me if it was an honest review if I just said, this thing's amazing, and didn't have any criticisms. And unfortunately, you know, there are some things that could be improved. Number one is the brakes are a little grabby, and they're just cable brakes. And you know, the thing's not super fast. Cable brakes are plenty strong enough, but a hydraulic brake is easier to modulate, easier to feel. It's easier to be precise with your braking. So there is that. And then the other thing that I think could be improved is the turn signals in the end of the handlebars. Absolutely love them. I think they're fantastic. I think they're a genius idea. My only concern is the shroud around them is just plastic. And we all know these things fall over, they get knocked over. You see like the rental scooters laying all over the streets on their side. They get knocked over a lot. And my fear is with the plastic caps on the ends of the handlebars, it's just a matter of time before the really fantastic turn signals get broken. And that's a bummer. I think like if it was an aluminum housing, that would make a big difference for longevity and durability. But beyond that, I've already mentioned this, when it comes to scooters, and I've tested a bunch of these, this one has all the things I'm looking for. Yeah, sure, it could be a little bit more powerful, could be a little faster, but it doesn't need to be. The solid rubber wheels, I cannot express to you how much of a hassle it is to fix a flat tire on these electric scooters. Most of them, the motor is the wheel, right? And there's no way to unplug the cable. So you're on the ground taking the wheel off. You can't really remove it or move it far away from the scooter because the cable's really short, and you're trying to pull the tube off and pop the tire off. It's a nightmare. Whereas a solid rubber tire like this, I'm sure the motors will wear out before these tires wear out. And I think that's better. I love that it has it. And to complement the fact that it has the solid rubber tires, I love that it has the suspension. You know, a lot of these scooters, they have pneumatic tires and no suspension, and they're okay, or pneumatic tires and front suspension, and they're okay. This really strikes the balance well. I think it's great. The battery could also be a little bit bigger, but I just don't know like how far people go on a scooter. Like, I use these things constantly when one comes in. I use it all the time, but I don't go far. Like, I run up to the store to get a few staples, or I run to the post office, or I go drop something off at the FedEx or whatever. I'm not doing big, long commutes on it. And so, does it need a big battery? I mean, only you can really answer that. But considering the price of this thing, I think right now it's on sale for just over $300. I think this thing is like, there's a lot you get for $300. Not least of which, and I've hardly even spoken about it, I absolutely love, and I don't know why, the little color thing up and down the steering stem on the front. I love it. I think it's such a fun thing. You can, you download the app if you want to. You don't have to, but you can download the app and you can change the color patterns. You can change what it does. And how fun is that? I think it's great. And it adds a little bit of visibility in addition to the headlight that you can turn on and off and the turn signals that, again, just make you a little bit more visible, a little easier to spot. So, yeah. All right, so then who is this scooter for? I don't know, man. If you're considering one of these, if you're considering a scooter, this scooter's for you. This is great. It's unbelievably well priced. It works really well. The build quality on it looks fantastic. It's well put together. It's stable. It's solid. In fact, I was watching a show on Apple TV, no affiliation whatsoever. It's a show with Eugene Levy called The Reluctant Traveler. And he goes to England and he meets the Prince of Wales, Prince Charles? I don't know who it is right now. But anyway, royalty. And the freaking prince, the next king of England, rolls up on an electric scooter. And he goes, oh yeah, this thing's just great. It's so easy to get around. Now, maybe you're not royalty, but maybe you have a big piece of property, or who knows, or just getting around, getting to and from school, whatever the case may be. These little scooters are amazing. They are unbelievably useful. Even if you're just kind of not sure and you're like, I don't know, should I get one of these? You're gonna get one. I promise you, you're gonna get one and you're gonna be using it all the time. These things are they're the best. And because like this one, it's small, it's light, the smaller battery means it's lighter. It is so easy to fold up and put into the trunk of your car, right? What's not to love about that? It's, like I said, these things are the bomb diggity. These scooters are just fantastic. And they're fun, they're playful, they make you feel like a kid again, right? I think it's time we wrap up this video. What do you say? So final thoughts on the fifth wheel folding scooter. If you've made it this far into the video, I think it's pretty obvious. I really, really like this thing. It's everything I want out of a scooter. I'm gonna move around to the front so we can see the blinky lights a little bit. It has all the features you're looking for in a scooter. The price is right, all the things. What can I say? I'm not gonna keep going on. I'm not gonna waste your time. But this one was sent to me by Fifth Wheel. That means I have a coupon code for you. It's an affiliate link that costs you nothing extra, but it gives me a few dollars, kind of a commission. If you do buy them, it costs you nothing extra, but it helps me keep this channel going and it helps me keep reviewing vehicles like this. But it also, the coupon code makes sure you always get the best available price at the time. You don't have to shop around for a coupon code or the best deal. Use this code, you'll get the best price. And yeah, if you're considering this thing, really give this thing a look-see. I love it. I think this thing's fantastic, and I think you will too. All right, guys, thanks so much for riding with me today, and we'll see you next time.